I'm Basia Sokolowska, taking you through my creative alphabet. Tender Viragos is what this video is about. 5 years after I made The Terror of Being Alive, a project devoted to Louise Bourgeois as a tribute to her art, I was invited to have an exhibition at Watercolour Art Gallery to show the whole homage project, all 4 parts, inspired by 4 different artists. And when I was preparing the exhibition, I found that the Terror of Being Alive, the project devoted to Louise Bourgeois, was visually more modest than the rest of them. It was mainly the animation projected on the floor, and the drawings which I showed in 2015 in much smaller space seem to be sort of not enough. They were just too small and too delicate. So what I decided to do is to make 20 large drawings, portraits of the fighters that I showed fighting in the animation, and show them on the wall as a kind of making this part of homage project sort of more equal to other bodies of work that I was showing in this space. So I made 20 drawings, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed working in a larger format. They were 100 by 70 centimeter each, which was much larger than the drawings I made earlier, which were A4 or smaller or a little bit bigger. And I always wondered what it would feel like to actually have a larger surface to draw on. So it was actually quite an interesting experience to actually expand in terms of the size, but also what I found is that I didn't really want to limit myself to the black biro drawings, which I did for the 2015 exhibition. There are 2 of them here, but I included watercolor pencils, which is a medium I started to work with when I was getting ready for the Island series. So when I made them, when I had these 20 drawings and they were hanging on in a grid on the gallery wall from the ceiling to the floor, it was like 5 meters long and 3 meter high sort of rectangle of drawings. I found that I've actually grown in terms of both expanding the size of my drawing and the certain boldness of my line, and also handling the medium of watercolor pencils. One thing that struck me that I realized when I saw these drawings was that unlike the representations of the fighters, the tomato calyx fighters that I made in 2015, they weren't just about aggression and fear. They weren't warriors ready to attack, but they became more kind of graceful and dancey. They were more of dancers rather than fighters. And I quite like it. It wasn't intentional, it just happened because I think it reflected a part of me, what happened to me in these 5 years, and that was that I sort of embraced the dancer within me, and a sense of graceful movement. But also I was very happy about it because I find that a lot of Louise Bourgeois work has this soft underbelly of delicacy and grace, that it's not about kind of instincts, raw instincts. Of course, they are there to power her creativity, but there is a kind of a softness to Louise Bourgeois' work, especially her drawings and her late textiles, that I find very beautiful. And it was actually quite nice that in some ways my annex to the tribute to Louise Bourgeois reflected that quality as well.